Looks like everything's working to me. So, what are we doing today? Today, we're checking out Majestic13, which is the new game I talked about last week from Sterling Badger Studios. It's the Vince Venturella and Uncle Adam, who are like famous YouTubers duo. They put out like a new kind of like mini agnostic skirmish game like every year. Last year was Space Station Zero, which I absolutely fucking loved. I had so much fun playing Space Station Zero last year. It was a blast. So, excited to try out the new one, which is like a Men in Black alien hunting kind of game. Just kind of cool. Apologize if there's a bunch of noise outside. They're doing some kind of yard work. This is my last stream from this house. I will probably not be streaming next weekend because I will be moving into my new house, which is really, really nice and exciting. I'll have a lot bigger space, all kinds of space for a 3D printer and stuff, which is really exciting. And should have way more space for like my miniature collection and everything, because you can't see the mental illness that is all around me. Well, you can see a little bit of it, but I have so many half-started projects and like open Gundam boxes. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get some of that under control as we move over, because I'm moving into a house that's like 4 times the size of this one, if you count the garage, which I am, because I'm putting a bunch of shit in the garage. I'm excited about that. Just like the pure amount of storage we're getting is astronomical. So, apologize if there's a little bit of noise outside. It's the yard people. But like I said, last time we streamed from this house, so won't have to worry about that next time I stream. It's pretty cool. But Space Station, no, Majestic13. I was going to say Space Station Zero. No. We're not playing Space Station Zero this time. We're playing the new game. So, what do you need to get playing? Well, you need... nope, that one. You need a team roster. Thankfully, this is available up on SilingPatcher.com, which is pretty cool. I'm happy they made this standalone. It's really nice. And then with Adobe Viewer or whatever, you can just basically put text in on top of it because it's not an actually like working form. So that's what I did here. Went up and built my team based on the stuff that we went over in the book last time, which is pretty darn cool. So, bonk. Alright, so what do we got? We've got John Wick. I went for like cyberpunk kind of Men in Black for my guys. They're all kind of speed painted-y. All the people are from Unit 9, so completely 3D printed, which is pretty exciting. So, I've got 2 guys with rifles, one of which is my leader, one of which is just a general rifle mook. And I've got 2 people with pistols, because I wanted some, like, I don't know, Mulder and Scully style, like, special agents. And I thought was pretty fun. So I got 2 people with pistols. This lady here, she has a medic bag. I made her the medic because her stats actually really sucked when I rolled them up. So she became the medic. And last but not least, I have this robot doggo, also from Unit 9, who's going to be, like, my heavy weapons gunner. So he has a heavy rifle and then a sight to offset the negative from the heavy rifle. So he should be dumping out 3d6 every turn, which should be pretty boss. I think he also has the highest stats of the whole team, which I thought was pretty funny. And then I painted up a couple aliens. Because in addition to your dudes, you're going to need some aliens. So I painted up a big brute guy. I think I'm going to use this guy as the gel brute, which is one of the like 30 different aliens. He's some kind of Umber Hawk from Lord of the Print. And then I've got this robot dino empower armor guy. I was going to use him as a Navite warrior. And last but not least, I have this guy's from Peppa Scales. And then last but not least, I've got this thing from Lair, which was the weirdest, like, most bizarre fucking mini I own. So I painted him up. I'm going to use him as a cast bringer. But yeah, so I painted up a couple aliens and a couple of little 5-man team, and that's pretty much everything you need for minis. You really need 1 alien, and you need 5 guys, and that's it for your team, which is pretty cool. You're also going to need some D20s. This is like a Frostgrave Warcry hybrid game, so you are be using D20s to see hits and stuff. You're going to need some D6s, and you're going to need ruler, obviously. Most of the weapon ranges that aren't melee are just, can you see them? Yes, if they can, your gun can hit them. However, you're going to need it for movement because your guys have a certain amount of movement. So, alrighty. So that's pretty much everything. So let's run through setting up a mission. And then we will get playing and see how she goes. Beard cam. Bonk. Alright, over to the rulebook. Bonk. There we go. I keep hitting the wrong button for computer. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to roll for geography. This confers some bonuses and some negatives. It also, in theory, relates to what kind of terrain you should set up. The thing here is also that some teams will get benefits in certain areas. So my team, for example, is going to get a benefit if I roll urban. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. This is a... Let's see what I get. I got a 6, which means we're going to get urban. Alright, so call for aid and Fubar both gain +1 modifiers. Okay, good to know. Alright, now you would roll for terrain. I already set up my board how I want it, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ignore this step. But this is where you would roll to set up terrain. You would roll in this D6 table, but I don't give a shit. Alright, they're going to roll to determine what's difficult and stuff like that. I don't really have any dangerous or difficult terrain, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to be like, oh, these barrels are dangerous terrain. So since I don't have anything that would make sense for that, we're just not going to do it. Everything's just going to be normal terrain. Alright, now this is where you'd roll for the enemy. You'd do, I believe, you roll a d20 to find the corresponding table, and then a d6 to determine the alien. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't think I'm going to use the result. I think I'm just going to fight the Gel Brute today, because that's the one I've got painted up. But let's go ahead and do that just for the fun of it. We would get a 3. And then we would get, which is the first table there. And then I would have gotten a 5, which is a Cenarian Mauler. Alright, we're going to use the Gel Brute, though. That's what we're going to use, because he is, I already got him painted up. But we would have gotten the Centaurian Mauler. That's pretty cool. Alright. Now we're going to roll for bureaucracy. We are a secret government organization. And nothing happens without bureaucracy. So, on this, how do we roll this? Let's see. That looks like a 2d20 roll to me. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to add the numbers together. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that. We get a 15 and a 16, which is 31. 31 is location information incorrect. Alright. Reroll the geography determination. The second result is the correct geography. You may keep your existing terrain rolls. Okay, cool. So we reroll our geography. We got a 6 again, so it'd still be urban. Alright, so that worked out. There's some cool stuff that can happen in here, though, including, like, all the... You get different enemies and stuff. I like the bureaucracy roll a lot, which is pretty cool. Alright, now we're going to roll for secondary objectives. Let's see what happens. Secondary objective is 4. Alien tech recovery. What does that do? Randomly determine 2 pieces of non-scatter terrain on the enemy half of the board. Place an objective in the center of the terrain, if possible. If it is not possible because the nature of the terrain prevents placing a figure on it, then the terrain itself is the objective. Your team achieves this secondary objective if over the course of the mission, any member of the team moves into contact with each of the objectives. The first time a team member or team ends a move in contact with the objective, they gain 1 additional experience at the end of the game if they are not put out of action. Ooh, okay. The secondary objectives in this game are interesting because none of them require you to do actions. They're all kind of just things that happen passively, which I think is kind of cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and we will... I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this side of the board is going to be the alien side, I guess. So we'll throw an objective on that, and then we'll throw an objective on that thing. I think that makes the most sense. All right, and we're back. So we did that. We've got our team. All right, they can set up anywhere they want on the player side of the board. What does that mean? To do this, you must first... it's nice. That's right there. After I asked what it meant, it's right there. Divide the playboard in half. Whichever you think is better for your play space. Randomly determine one side of the player's side, and one side is the alien side. Alright, so we're going to use this side over here. We're going to use this side as the player side. And we'll go ahead and we'll... bonk. I guess I'll just put my guys around on this. Alright, and then we're back. Enemy setup. Once the team has been set up, then you will set up the alien creature. The alien creature is set up on the enemy side. You set the enemy creature randomly, determine one of the terrain pieces on the enemy side of the board, and then place the alien creature within that piece of terrain. Alright, so I've got 3 pieces of terrain on this side. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do a D3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a 6. Alright, so the jailbird's going to be over there. Okay, that's easy enough. Alright. Once the mission is underway, we have to roll for foobar and stuff like that. Alright, I think we are good to rock and roll. Sweet. Okay. So, I guess let me talk about my team a little bit. I guess I should do that. Because they're going to be getting some bonuses and stuff now that we're ready to play. So let me kind of go through my team a little bit. So 5-man team, I went with section 6. This is going to mean -1 foobar on any enemies that would start as hidden are not hidden. We also roll twice for requisitions at the end of the mission. That has no bearing on the actual mission, but yeah. My team also, everyone on my team also has +1 acuity. They have an urban base, which means that there are no civilian events. In my last video, when you saw me talking about just my first impressions of the rulebook, one of the things that really stood out to me on the foobar table was the punishment option, which is the civilian events. Really didn't like that. So basically, I picked the urban base just to get rid of it, because I thought it was a really shitty game mechanic, and I wanted it gone. It does mean we're going to get +5 acuity in urban settings, which is fitting because we were in an urban setting for this one. And the enemies get -5 acuity in special missions. We are not in a special mission because our team rating is zip. Look at a big old fucking 0. So, I've got John Wick as my boss. I've rolled up his stats. He's wearing body armor and has a rifle which does 2d6 damage. He's going to gain additional going out damage because his stats are so high. And he has -1 incoming damage, again, because of the stat bonuses. When you are making your team, there are stat bonuses. These are not in the team and making section. They are in the section that explains stats at the very beginning of the book. do not forget about these when you are making your team, because they do give you nice things. Like, for example, my John Wick character, he has +1 damage and -1 incoming damage, and that is from those bonuses. That is from his combat score and his fortitude being so high, which is pretty darn dope. So just don't forget about those when you roll up your team. Okay, my second thing is my heavy gunner. This is the robot dog. He's got a heavy rifle, which is 3d6 damage, -2 combat rolls, and then I gave him a special sight to give him +2 combat rolls to basically just get rid of that negative. He's going to ignore surprise attacks. That's not going to happen this match. He's also going to have +1 damage, and he ignores dangerous terrain. He had very good stats compared to everyone else in this, which was pretty dope. Okay. And then I've got an agent with a rifle. Nothing super special there. I have another agent with a pistol, because I wanted some like Mulder and Scully looking people. And then I have my worst stat agent. It's the one I gave the medical bag to. I feel bad for the lady on this, but it is what it is. Okay. That is pretty much my team. Okay, so how do you set up a game? All right, we are all set up. We're ready to play. How do we kick this thing off? First off, we need to determine an order for acuity. This is very similar to an initiative order from something like XCOM, or like Darkest Dungeon. I guess it's very similar to Darkest Dungeon. So we need to determine that. Okay? So to do that, we're going to take everybody's acuity stat and sort of put them in a line, or put them in like an order, right? Or like, yeah, put them in some kind of order so that we know who's going to activate first and who's going to activate when. So, let's go ahead and check out everybody's acuity stat. And we'll do the team, and then we'll look up the stat on the aliens. Okay. So everybody in here is going to get +6 to their acuity. So that's from the +1 from High Alert, plus the +5 from the Urban Base. Okay. So we are looking at 17 for Johnny, 21 for Doggo. So Doggo's the highest so far. 16 for Agent, 16 for Agent, and then 19 for the Agent. Okay. So it is going to go. Let me. Okay. So we have Doggo. We've got Scully. We've got John Wick. Then we have the two agents. I guess we'll do Mulder first, and then we'll do the metal face guy with the rifle. We'll just call him Metal Face for now. Alright, so there's my team. So now let's figure out... sorry, that was me taking notes. I thought that was shared. I guess it was not. Yeah, I'm making a list of the notes. Bonk. Of the order so far. And now we're going to go look up what the alien is. Alright. So we've got a Gel Brute. The Gel Brute is... it was on like page like 110 or something. I should just look it up at the top. No, there he is, right there. Perfect. Alright, Gel Brute. He is going to have acuity of 17. Okay, so that means he is going to be after the Doggo. Alright. Whoa! Alright, so he's going to be after the Doggo. Oh, wait, no, he's actually after John Wick. Alright. Alien. Bonk. Alien goes right there. Alright, cool. Okay. Is this actual text? Can I copy and paste this? I can. Okay. Alright. Because we need to look up a couple other things. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy and paste this into our notepad. So that I don't have to keep going between like 15 different places in the book. Okay. They do sell cards for the aliens, which is pretty cool. But I didn't really feel like buying those if I didn't know I liked the game or not. Alright, let's see. What other kind of shorthands am I going to need? We are going to need... Okay. I'm going to need that foobar table. We'll come back to the monstrosity thing. This is on page 62. I'm going to need that foobar table because it's going to have to go off every turn. So, we're going to have to look that up. Is that the foobar table? No. Okay. Foobar table. Oh. Okay, the foobar table is not text. That's annoying. Okay. Alright, I guess we can't copy and paste that. I guess the foobar table is not text. That's really annoying. Alright, well, we'll have to be back to that. Okay, well, let's go look at page 62 and look at the AI for our alien. Okay, so this is the AI that our alien is going to be following. This is not a... If one thing is correct here, everything else is not incorrect. That is to say, you can have multiple conditions in this table be correct at the same time. You just kind of have to read through all of them. Alright, so the aliens in extremis is the first one. If it is activating within 1 inch of an enemy, it did not attack during the last activation, it will attack the enemy. If multiple enemies it did not attack are within 1 inch, it will attack the enemy with lowest hit points. Right. If the monstrosity starts its activation with 1 inch enemy attack during the last activation, it will move up to its full move distance towards the enemy with the lowest hit points within range and make the first listed attack on its profile. Okay. If the monstrosity starts an activation within its movement distance, it will move towards the enemy with the lowest hit points. Okay. The monstrosity has activations and there are no visible enemies. Okay, it's going to attempt to look for hidden enemies. We're not doing that one. Okay. So, it's going to get a second acuity, a second activation at -10 acuity. Okay. And anytime it suffers a critical hit, it's going to get an activation as well. Up to 3 times. So, our roll for this is going to be the Doggo, Scully, John Wick, the Alien, Mulder, Metalface, and then the Alien again. And the Alien is also going to have activation on Ink Crit. Okay. And this is pretty much the notes that we need. Besides this, the alien's going to try to find and hit people. And if it hits somebody, it's not just going to stay there and keep hitting them. It's going to move on and try to hit somebody else. Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. Alright. I forgot to copy the attacks out of the Gel Brute. So now we're going to have to go look that up. Ay. 115 for the Gel Brute. Alright, special actions from the Gel Brute. Let's copy and paste this because this is text. And we'll copy and paste this as well into the profile for the Gel Brute. Bonk. Alright. Hey, look, there's my order number. If you wanted to see, I guess if you wanted to see where all the watermarks are, that tells you right there, I guess, huh? Just copy and paste it. It shows up, I guess. Derp. Okay, so this is gonna be the stats for the Gel Brute. All right, cool. Okay. Ay. Lots of setup. Lots of setup. All right. What do we need? We need the stupid foobar table. All right. And with that, we are finally ready to start because we know the activations we have. That is set up. We know what our alien is going to do. That is set up. We know what our team can do. That is set up. And we know what their secondary objectives are. That is also set up. Hell yeah, we are good to go. Okay. Oh man, there is a lot of setup for this, isn't there? It's kind of a pain in the tail. Okay. How do I determine how far somebody can move? What stat is that? Is that dexterity? I would assume that's dexterity. 14 inches is a hell of a long move. Move. The model may move. This is as per move above. Move up to its dexterity stat in inches each turn. May move before or after their activation, but they may not split their move. Okay. Okay, so it is up to dexterity. That's what I assumed. That's a long fucking move, man. Alright. Okay. We are finally ready to rock and roll. Oy. Okay. Doggo, Scully, John Wick, Alien, Mulder, and Metalface. Okay. Alright. Hello! I want to believe we are finally ready to rock and roll. Okay. So we've got our team here. Alright. And our order of operations is Doggo, Scully, John Wick. Okay. So we're going to get to move with Doggo, and then he's going to get to take an action. I guess we have to do the foobar thing. I was looking at that table before saying. Okay, so we are +1 foobar, -1 foobar. So the foobar event is only going to go off on a 6. Let's see if it happens. We rolled a 6 because of fucking course we did. Okay. God damn it, where's that fucking foobar table? Ay. Alright, of course I rolled a 6. So let's foobar it up. Foobar number 19. Long range support. What is that? On initiative, during each round until the end of the mission, each friendly player may make a single attack without activating a model. Choose an enemy model that is not hidden. Combat stat check +20 that deals 3d6 + 6 damage. Wow, I guess that's the opposite of a foobar event, huh? I just get to nuke the fuck out of the alien. Okay, so a d20 +20. I just rolled a 20, which means I have a 40. That is over the alien's defense. So now we're going to roll 3d6 + 6. Let's see. I've got 8 plus 6 is 14. Ouchie. Okay, long distance support. I guess we just knock 14 damage into the alien. That's a lot of fucking damage. That's a lot of damage. Alright. Wow, okay. I guess that's the opposite of Fubar, huh? Wow, and that happens every round until the end of the mission. Jesus! Holy shit, okay. Alright, we're gonna move Doggo. He's got a pretty hefty range, to be honest. But I really want to move him up so he's not within... He's going to make sure the alien doesn't have any kind of cover. Alright, so we're going to move him up here. Bonk. Let me do one of these guys. Let me try to get the alien in shot, because otherwise my big dumb head's in the way. Oh, wrong thing. Nope, that's wrong still. Derp. There we go. That's a little better. Excuse me for a second while we go woggle some cameras. How's that? Not the end of the world. We can do that. Alright. Okay. So we got Doggo shooting into the alien. That's a 3D... That's, well, I guess a D20 first. On a 17, the enemy has 23 defense. So Doggo definitely has a 5 in combat. So it's definitely going to add up. So then we're going to roll 3d6. And that's going to be 7, 8, plus 1 from Doggo's extra plus 1 damage, which is another 9 damage. So... Okay. 9 damage into the alien. Next up, we've got Scully. You know, honestly, she's gonna move up and stay near the Doggo, because the Doggo is kind of our powerhouse. So I'm going to use her to heal him if worse comes to worse. She's going to take a shot at the alien as well. We are looking at a natural 20. That's a crit. I don't remember what crits do. Poopy. I wonder what crits do. Let's look that up real quick. I'm assuming that'll be on the... the thing. I'm assuming there was going to be a crit thing on the short sheet. Yep, there it is. Regardless of the total, even if the total damage dealt is doubled. Okay. Woof. That's pretty fucking scary, isn't it? Sorry, I'm trying to get back to my thing. That fucking foobar table. There it is. Okay, we're back. Alright, so damage is doubled, so she is 1d6. 1. I rolled a 1. So she does 2 damage on her critical. Fuck. Okay. Alright. Next up, I guess, is John Wick. You know what? I think we'll just move him up there. 2d6 going into the alien. Wait, no, I guess we have to roll to see if we hit first, right? So we're looking at a 4. So we need to actually look up what his combat stat is, because that's just not high enough to bullshit it. John Wick's combat stat is 15. So that's going to be 19, so it's not high enough to actually hurt the alien. Okay. Alright. Not high enough to actually hurt it. Now the alien gets to go. So, let's... Nope. Look at the stats on our alien. Makes 2 attacks with its crushing fists. Can do a shockwave. Okay. I can do a stun slash or a stun smash if the enemy is stunned. Okay. Alright, well I guess what's going to happen is I guess he's going to move up because he can move 18. That's pretty fucking crazy. He's going to move 18 and he's going to just smash the fuck out of people, I guess. Oof. Okay. Alright. So, our friend the Gel Brute, he can move 18. So, you know what? He's going to get pretty much here to hit maximum amount of people, I guess. And he's going to do a slam. And slam's going to hit everybody, and everybody's going to have to make a D20 or D21 fortitude stat check. So, let's do John Wick, Scully, and Doggo. So we got 19, 18, and 16. That is more than enough to avoid that. Okay, so everybody avoids it and doesn't get slammed. That was very lucky, actually. Okay. Nice. Alright, so who goes next? Let's see. We have Molder, Metalface, and then the alien again. Okay. So, I guess we'll just have... Molder doesn't even really need to move. He can just stay where he is and just put a shot. You know what? Let's have Molder move. We'll have him start going and trying to get the secondary objectives. So that's 12. What's Molder's, yoink. Let's see. Molder's dexterity is 14. Alright. So he'll get another 2. And he'll go ahead and he'll just put a shot into the alien as well. Whoopah! On a 9, plus his combat stat, is that enough to go over 23? He has a combat of 14. So it's actually enough to beat 23. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of back and forth. Alright, he rolls a 6, so it's going to be 6 more damage into the alien. Alrighty. Okay. Cool, and then we've got Metalface. And Metalface is just off camera here. He's just going to move up and be on camera. And he's just going to plunk into the alien. At a 14, that'll be more than enough. And then we've got 2d6 worth of damage going into the alien. So that's going to be 11 more damage going into the alien. Okay, cool. You know what? The alien, when he got crit by what's-his-name, he would have gotten an extra attack. So we'll just have him do 2 attacks back-to-back now. Yeah, I would have changed that. Oh, well. Alright, well, Mr. Alien is going to move. Dice gods indeed. Mr. Alien's going to move up here, and he's going to punch Scully. So he is looking at an 8. So her defense is 30, because for whatever reason, humans have really fucking high defense. So his attack stat, combat stat, is 23. So that's going to beat that. So he is going to do 3d6 worth of damage to her. Fucking youch. Alright, so he's going to hit her with 8 damage. 8 damage into Scully. Let me get dice to track the damage on the humans. Alright, and then Mr. Alien's going to get another turn. His AI says that if he is within range of somebody to combat, he'll move to the person with the lowest life that he's not in combat range for. So we're just going to have him go bonk and move next to Doggo, and he's going to try to do the same thing to Doggo. Oh, actually, you know what? He hasn't slammed in a while, so I guess that technically means he could slam. Yeah, so he actually could slam, because he slammed, punched, and then slammed. So we'll have him slam again. Alright, so slam attack, going out. Oh, we forgot to see if Scully was stunned when it punches. Scully would have been fine. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna slam. Alright. Okay, so this is gonna be stat checks on basically everybody except for Metalface. So, John Wick, Scully, Robot Doggo. Well, we roll Robot Doggos. And Boulder. This is going to be a Fortitude 21. So let's check it. Okay, so for John Wick, he is fine. Scully is not fine. Doggo is not fine. And Mulder is not fine. So everyone there is, all three of these people are going to be stunned, and they're going to take damage. How much damage do they take? 2d6. Okay. Okay, 2d6 for everybody. 2d6 for you. 2d6 for you. What was it? 2d6 for Mulder. Wow. Jesus. 11 damage for Mulder. Fucking youch. Alright. 11 damage for Mulder. 3 damage for Doggo. And then 3 more damage for Scully. Okay. And that is the end of turn 1. Okay. Initial turn. First turn of game impressions. Excuse me. Jesus. The aliens being able to do different stuff is cool. I think that's a neat mechanic. The acuity system is a pain in the ass. I understand that it is here to enable me to predict what's going to happen, right? So like that acuity stat is set, and it's going to happen for every round of this game. So I understand why it exists, but it is a pain in the ass, and it is not super fun. Excuse me. Blech. I like that the aliens have extra activations. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. All right, so we are then going into turn 2, so we need to roll Fubar. Bonk. All right, we're gonna roll Fubar. D6 plus 1. We rolled a 2, so it doesn't matter. Alrighty. Now, because we have that long range support, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I rolled a 5. That is enough, because it is 5 plus 20. That is enough to get through the enemy's defense. So that's going to be 3d6 into the gel brute. So we are looking at 12 plus 4 is 16. Fucking youch. At the end of this turn, we'll calculate how much life the gel brute has left. Life markers, like what you use in like Kill Team, or not Kill Team, Warcry, would work really well on this game. I don't have any to hand, but they would work really, really well. Actually, hold on, I actually might. Does this come with life markers? No. Why did Sundered Fate not come with life markers? Fucking hell, GW. Okay, apparently Sundered Fate didn't come with life markers. Fuck you, GW. Okay, life markers, like what you use in Warcry, would work really well here. I was having to do it on the dice, plus the fact the alien has like 150 life. That's a real pain in the tail to keep track of on a dice. I mean, you're talking 6 dice, right? At minimum, that's 120. Like, you're talking way more. You're talking like 8 dice to keep track of this alien's life. So some kind of life marker would be way better. Way, way, way better to do that. So just throwing that out there. Or maybe a life counter like what you use in Magic. That might work really well as well. Scratching my stupid leg. Because tracking it with dice is a pain in the tail. So, alright, so we're into turn 2. We hit it with the long range support thing that we got. And then we are going into Doggo's turn. I don't super want to keep Doggo in combat. So we're actually going to move Doggo up and around, and he's actually going to plop there and get that objective, because having my guys group up is actually pretty bad for this alien. It's actually pretty freaking bad for this alien. So we're going to have him over there. Then he's going to do a shot into the alien. We're looking at a 3. That's fucking terrible. That is not going to be enough to hurt the alien. Ripperoonie. He was my big gun. Alright, and then we've got Scully. Scully, she's pretty wounded. So she's going to go ahead and she's going to use her magic murder bag on herself. First off, she's going to move back. So I really don't want everybody to get slammed. So she's going to try to space herself out a little bit. And then she's going to use her magic murder bag. There we go. Her magic murder bag is D6 plus 4, and that should heal her. So it's going to heal her for 10 damage. It's going to leave her with 1 damage. Okay. Next up, we've got John Wick. John Wick is just going to shoot into the alien. With 7. That should be enough to beat 23, because I think... Let me double check his stat. 23. He is combat 15. That is... Oh. Rip. That is just not enough, unfortunately. God damn it. Okay. That's fine. Well, the alien's going to get to go. It's going to move towards the most wounded person and try to punch them. Hi, Mulder. How are you? It's going to try to punch Mulder. It's... What is its attack? Fuck, I don't remember. There's a lot of math. Has a combat of 23, which means it needs at least a 7, so it's going to miss. Alright. So then we've got Molder and Metalface. So Molder's going to go ahead and he's going to keep doing his plan to getting over here to capture this objective. And he's going to go ahead, he's going to put some rounds into the alien. Pew, 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 with the pistol. That is 16. It's going to be enough. So we're looking at 1d6 into the alien for 3. Pew, 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 pew. Alright. And then we've got Metalface, who's just going to keep shooting the alien. On a 5, that's... let's see what his combat is. I don't think his combat is that high. Let's see. Metalface has a combat of... Wow, Ripperoni, Metalface, you suck. You've got a combat of 10. Fuck off, dude. You really suck. Alright, so he's not going to do shit. Alien's going to get to go again. You know what? We're going to use... So when I was playing Veritwood, I really liked the idea of the role of Cruel, which means that whenever there's an option for the enemy AI to do something that is the most dickish, that's the option it takes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. He's going to stand right in the middle, so he hits both those people. There we go. He's going to stand right there, so he hits both of them. And he's going to smash the ground. So we're going to need fortitude rolls on Metalface and on Scully. They're both going to make it. So they are good. Okay. We never critted the alien this round, so it doesn't get its third activation. And we're just going to go right into turn 3, I guess. So we will have completed both the secondary objectives at the start of turn 3. And... yeah, I guess we're just into turn 3. So let's roll for Fubar. On a 4, we're on turn 3, so that's going to be +3, so that's more than 6. So we are going to get a Fubar event. Then we're going to get a 14. 14. What is 14? 14 is Sudden Storm. What is Sudden Storm? All models had a maximum line of sight of 12 inches. Oh, well, fuck. Okay, that sucks. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and we'll first let's see if the drone hits it on a 16. That's going to be enough because it's +20. 3d6 damage into our boy. So we're looking at 8 damage total. Alright. And then we are, I guess, doing Doggo. But Doggo's got to move up to be within range. So he can do that. And then we are going to shoot him on a 5. Is that enough? Let us see. Really hope it is, because our damage has fallen off hard. Alright, Doggo has a combat of 13. That is not enough. Wah wah. That sucks. Okay. And then I guess we'll do Scully. She's just going to shoot into them. On a 6, that is not going to be enough. And then we're going to do John Wick. John Wick gets an 18. That's going to be enough. So we're looking at 2d6. So we're looking at 9 damage going into the alien. God, the only thing that's hurting the frickin' alien is the fucking drone. Alright. Well, he's just going to keep being a dickhead and keep picking on Scully. He's like, hi! On a 19, that is enough. So we are looking at 3d6 damage. We are looking at 10 damage into Scully. And then is she stunned? She would be fine. She would not be stunned. Okay. Scully is up to 11 damage again. Oh, this is familiar. Alright, I guess... Bonk. I guess we'll do Mulder here. I guess he'll just shoot into the alien. At a 7, what is Mulder's combat? I think he's got a pretty decent combat, right? He has a combat of 12, so that is not enough. Okay. And then I guess we'll do Metal Face. On a 2, that is definitely not enough. And the alien will get to go again. And it is going to move to the weakest person. Or really, it could slam again. Wow, it could be a real dickhead. And just go right there and slam. Yeah, it's the most dickish thing it can do, so let's do it. Bong, bong, bong. Alright. Let's check John Wick's fortitude. John Wick is good. John Wick is good. Scully is good. Metal Face is not good. Metal Face, you take 2d6 damage. Metal Face takes 11 damage and is stunned. Rip a fucking Rooney, Metal Face. Alright. Alien never got critted, so it's not going to get its third activation, so that's going to be the end of turn 3. Okay, so let's calculate how much damage is on the alien. Alright, so I'm going to get the calculator out. Give me a sec. I don't know what's going to show up when I start typing in here, so you know. We're gonna change the screen real quick. All right. Okay. Bonk. What do we got? We've got 14, 9, 2, 6, 11. 16, 3, 8, 9. All right, we're got the alien at 78. Okay, 78 damage, so about halfway. All right, so let's keep going. Whoa! There we go. Alright, we got the alien at about halfway. Alright, roll for Fubar. We got a 3 since we're on turn 4. That is enough. On a 4, we ignore it because of our special rule. Alright, so the drone support going in. That's a 13. Looking at 3d6 into the alien. We are looking at 9. 13 more damage. Alright. Once we cross the 105 mark of damage, he goes crazy. Okay. So I guess Doggo's going to shoot into him. We're looking at 11. That is enough to break or to beat his defense. So we're looking at 3d6 into him. So we are looking at 5 plus 4. That is a 9. So we're looking at 9. He is almost in crazy. 5 more damage and he'll go crazy. Alright, Scully. She's going to try to heal herself again. Otherwise she's just going to fucking get gibbed. So she is going to do 4 plus 4, which is 8, which is going to bring her down to 3 damage. I'd rather have Scully live than Metal Face. Okay. And then John Wick's going to shoot into the alien. On a 1, he is definitely not going to. John Wick, you are letting me down, buddy. Letting me down hard. Alright. Alien turn. He slammed the ground last time, so he's just going to move over. He's going to punch Metalface in the face. On a 9, that is enough. So we're looking at 3d6 damage into Metalface. That is 12 damage. I don't know if he has 23 life. He might actually be dead. Oh, fuck, he does. Okay. 20. And you're going to need another dice, my friend. 23. I should do counting down dice instead, but... Oh. Alright, 23 damage into Metalface. Well... I guess we'll... You know what? We'll just move. We'll move you up. Maybe you can get healed next turn. And you're just going to cap a shot into the alien's back. It's going to be enough. That's 6 damage. That is enough to make the alien go berserk. Okay, 106. He is now going to be quote-unquote in extremis. So we're going to have to look up what that means when he gets the next activation. Okay, and then Metalface is going to go ahead and shoot into the alien. On a 14, that's going to work. So you're looking at 2d6 damage into the alien. We're looking at 6 more damage. Alright, 112. Alright, he's got 33 life left. The alien does get another turn now, so let's see what the hell Extremis is. Let me go look that up. I know that's like the Berserk mode. But what does it actually mean? How does it affect his behaviors? Okay, if a monster is an extremist, it will suffer 2d6 damage and take an extra action during its activation. We use this action per the order below. Oh, damn. Okay, so I guess every time he activates, he gets an extra action. Fuck. Okay, that sucks. But he's going to take 2d6 damage. In this case, he's going to take 7 damage. I guess it's just because he's, like, falling apart. Alright. And then he's going to get extra actions. So he's going to move to the person that is the most wounded, the one that he's not in combat with. And he is going to punch them. Actually, he hasn't shockwaved, so he could actually shockwave. So we're going to go ahead and shockwave. So that's going to be Scully, Mulder, and then Doggo. Mulder and Doggo both fail, so they're both going to take 2d6 damage. So it's going to be 5 more damage for Doggo. Bonk. There we go. 5 more damage for Doggo, and then we're looking at 2 more damage for Mulder. And he is stunned. He was at what, 3? No, he was at 11. So he's on 13. Okay. And then it gets a second activation, which I guess... Or it gets a second action, which I guess is going to be... Fucking punch Mulder in the face. So we're looking at punching Mulder. It succeeds. Come on, Mulder. You can survive it, buddy. I believe in you. Oh, fuck. Maybe you can't. So that's 25 total damage. How much life do you have, Mulder? I think you have 24. Yeah. No, you have 26. Wow. Okay, this is like the second guy that's been alive on 1 life. Okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going We're going to swap this dice to 1 life because there's just too many fucking dice on the table. Same thing with this guy. Both these guys are on 1 life. Oof. Okay. Shit. Well, that's going to conclude the end of turn 4. So I guess we'll roll for Fubar. On a 3, it's going to happen again. Alright, and Fubar of a 13 is another alien creature shows up. Holy shit. Okay, well, we're going to put the Navite Warrior on the board then. What piece of terrain is he going to show up in, I guess? Just going to roll the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to show up in 4. Hi, guys. Yeah, shit. Okay, this just got a lot more complicated. We don't need to kill this one to win the mission, so once we kill the Gel Brute, mission is won. But it does mean it's going to get to shoot some of our dudes. And we need to figure out where it goes in the order. Fuck me. Okay. Let's figure out where the Navite Warrior is. Navite Warrior, 126. Alright. Man, mid-game new alien setup. Oof. Okay. Acuity of 17. Alright. That is going to put him... It's going to put him... And then he is a... I apologize. I'm doing lots of computer stuff, and I'm not showing the computer. Alright, he's an acuity of 17. He's not going to get many actions, but he'll at least get a couple. So let's go ahead and copy his stats out into the other thing. Alright. Then I need that as well. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright. And then he is a shooter guy. Well, he's a shooter guy. So let's go look up the rules for shooter guys. Oh my god, we're having to do so much in this first game. Jesus. Alright, he's not a monstrosity. He's a Ravager. Okay, so what does the Ravager do? TLDR, he tries to move away from people, and he tries to get into cover. Right. Okay, cool. Cool. So that's what he's going to do. All right, cool. So we have another alien on the board now. Holy shit. So we are going into turn 4. Okay. So first off, let's do our shots from the drone into the big alien. With a 3, that's actually going to just be enough. So we're looking at 3d6 damage into the big alien. We are looking at 8 damage there. So that is going to be 8 more damage into him. Alright. Okay. So Doggo. Doggo doesn't really want to get stomped. So Doggo's going to back up. Back up over here. And he's going to shoot into the alien. On a 15, it's going to hit. So we're looking at 3d6. We are looking at 8, 10 damage into the alien. Alright, the alien only does not have much life left. So let's see. Can Scully... you know what? Scully's going to try to... The alien's going to... He's going to try to come over here and punch this guy. No, he'll actually try to shockwave. That's what he'll do. Okay, so Scully is going to come over here. She's going to try to heal her buddy. D6 plus 4, so 7. So it's going to bring him to at least 8 life, so better than nothing. So his odds of surviving the shockwave are pretty good. Alright, and then we're going to have John Wick go ahead and shoot into the alien. We were looking at a 13, so that hits. That is 2d6. Oh, man. Fuck. God damn it. It's going to get to activate. Alright, so it activates. It does 2d6 worth of damage to itself. It's actually going to kill itself. Okay. So I guess it would move to the middle and basically just, like, fall apart and die. Interesting. I did all the setup for you and you didn't do anything! God damn it! God damn it. Okay. Well, I set up everything for that other alien for no reason, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. Because the alien's going to move to the middle and just fall apart. Okay, and that will conclude the mission, because our mission was to kill the Gel Brute, not the Navite Warrior. So, we accomplished both the secondary objectives. So let's go look at what happens when we complete a mission. Hold on. Got to get through all the special missions. Okay. Injuries, death, and cloning. Regardless outcome, they will be extracted back to their base and put through basic medical care. Majestic13 knows that alien creatures are very dangerous. Okay. No one was put out of action, so we don't actually need to do that. Okay. No one needs to be cloned. Alright, advancement. Experience is the best teacher. There are many aliens. Blah, 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 blah. They will gain experience. After each mission is conducted, once you have completed step 1, your team members earn experience based on the list below. All items are cumulative. Once you have calculated the amount of experience, you may then choose to spend the experience on advancement. You may only spend experience during the step between missions. Any unspent experience is retained and may be spent on future missions. Okay. All 10 team members receive 1 experience at the end of the mission they participated in. Okay, so that's 5 right there. All team members that were put out of action. That's nobody. All team members receive 1 additional experience if they completed the secondary objective. Okay, so that's 10, or 2 for everybody. All team members that participated in the mission receive 1 additional experience. All enemies by the end of round 3. That didn't happen. All team members participated in the mission receive 1 additional experience for team members. No team members will put out of action. Okay, so everybody gets 3. Molder's going to get 4, and the Doggo's going to get 4 because they're the ones that completed the secondary objective. Any team member may spend 3 experience to increase any stat by 1 to a maximum of 20. This may be repeated multiple times. If a team member wishes to increase a stat above 20, then they must spend 6 experience points. Right. Okay, so I can spend points. Okay, so everybody can buy a stat upgrade basically, and Doggo and Molder will have 1 left over. All right. Now we get our rewards. Each team starts with 0 after each completed mission. As long as all team members were not put out of action, your team rating increases by 1. Okay. If your team rating is now a veteran team, blah 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 blah. Rating is, yep. Okay, we're not 10 or higher. After each mission, your team may requisition 2 additional pieces of equipment and 1 base upgrade. Okay. You must then proceed to the bureaucracy phase to determine if you receive the upgrades and gear your team has requested. Okay. Alright. Alright. Bureaucracy exists. All bonuses are cumulative. Mission by the end of round 3. No. If your team placed requests for equipment, no. Civilians were not alerted. Okay, so I get +1 for that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to get a +1. You must roll 1d6 for each request. You may add bonus to bureaucracy modifiers you gained above, as well as bonuses from your faction. If you roll a 6+ from requesting equipment, request is fulfilled, and you may add the new piece to your roster. Alright, and 5+ for the base upgrade. Okay. So, I can roll twice for requisitions. Alright, so let's roll for 2 pieces of equipment. I don't know what I want yet. So for the first piece of equipment, I roll a 3. That's not enough. And let's try to re-roll that. I rolled a 1. Definitely not enough. Alright, for the second piece of equipment, I rolled a 3. Not enough. I rolled a 4, so that makes it 5+. That is still not enough. I need 6+ for equipment. Okay. Base upgrade. I rolled a 4 plus the 1. That's a 5+. So I'm going to get my base upgrade. I don't know which one I want yet, but I'm going to get the base upgrade even if I'm not going to get the 2 pieces of equipment. Okay. And that is the end for upgrades. Okay. All right. So that is first round of Majestic 13. First time playing it. What do I think? This is a monster hunting game where your goal is to exploit the monster, right? So some things are set in stone, like acuity, when extra actions and stuff like that happen. You're not using a, like, bolt action style random activation system or stuff like that. The reason you're not doing that is so you can predict what the alien's going to do, right? It could be like, oh, I know it's going to hit this guy, so I'm going to move over here to try to counter that. That is interesting gameplay. It is annoying to set up. It is very annoying to set up. Setting up the acuity thing and all that is just a pain in the tail. It is a big pain in the tail. There is a decent chunk of math in this game. And that is from the D20 rolling, plus keeping track of the high numbers for things like D6s, for like enemy life and damage. You're looking at the D20 rolling, comparing it to stats, stuff like that. I probably messed up the alien rolls a little bit, and I know I certainly forgot some bonuses for like damage, like John Wick does +1 damage, stuff like that. The doggo does +1 damage. I forgot those throughout the mission. I forgot what stunned does, because I had a couple people get stunned and then just forgot about it completely. Not super surprising on first game, but something to consider. Yeah, definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. There is more clunk and fiddliness in this game than there is in Space Station Zero. The cleanliness and streamlinedness of Space Station Zero, I think, is a huge bonus. This is still pretty cool. I like the idea of the different aliens and trying to manipulate the different aliens. I think tracking them is a bit of a pain in the tail unless you print out all the sheets. So next time I will probably print out the sheet, is what I'll probably do for the next game. For whatever alien that is, just as like getting ready for the game kind of thing. I'll probably print out the sheet for it so I have it handy, so I don't need to go back and forth. Same thing for the foobar table. I will probably print that out as well, because that's also a pain in the tail to have, having to do that every round. But yeah, interesting idea of a Monster Hunter game of trying to manipulate the alien. Like, for example, like I was trying to put models around so they wouldn't get smashed and stuff like that. I didn't do a particularly good job of it, but like that is an interesting portion of the thing. I also pulled up all the stats and everything for this guy, and he never actually got to go. So, ripperoonie. I think after you play a couple missions, or let me rephrase that. I think the real secret sauce of this game and the real cool appeal of it is having multiple aliens on the board. I think that's really neat. So I think this would be fucking awesome in co-op. It's pretty good in solo player, but I think it would be cool as shit in co-op, especially with different kinds of aliens and trying to predict what they're going to do and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Because there is a time limit on the number of rounds you're supposed to go. Because there is a time limit, I'm not... I'm not super sure the value of some weapons like pistols. Like, I don't know why you just wouldn't give everybody a heavy repeating gun. Just because it has so much higher potential damage. Like, for example, that doggo with the rifle, he does more damage than if I had 3 of these people, right? So I don't know why you would ever give someone a pistol. Not super sure on that, to be honest. So I do think there's a little bit of disbalance there. I do think that's a problem that goes away if you just don't play the turn limit thing. I think if you just say it as, this is as long, my guys can go as long as they need to go to fight the monster. I think that problem goes away, right? Because then if you have a guy that has a pistol, the fact that he's not doing 2d6 doesn't make a difference. You're not looking at like a math crunch there. Or the fact that someone missed one of their big shots, it's not like a huge deal, because you can still try to manipulate and move around the monster and stuff. Honestly, I think that's probably more interesting if that isn't there. Stuff I really like. The fact there is no range measuring for range. I think that's super good. Most guns just, they can shoot across the table because they're fucking guns, and guns shoot really fucking far. Also, the fact that there's so much movement. Things can move really far. I think that's interesting because it means that stuff can move around the table a whole lot. That's pretty cool. The Frostgrave Warcry stat combination of the dice is interesting. And I think while it felt a little overwhelming in this game as my first game, I think if I played more, it would not feel overwhelming at all. The bureaucracy system at the end for setting up the game is really cool for like the requisition gear and stuff. I think that's really neat because it means that you're not trying to keep track of like money and stuff like that. You're just requesting things and seeing if you get it or not. I think that's pretty cool. Setting up the teams is neat. The variety of aliens is really cool, especially from a 3D printing perspective. This game gives you the ability to print off a lot of one-off models, right? Like I would probably never print this like cool Robo Dino off because I have no other use for him. But as like a one-off alien, he's fucking awesome, right? Same thing with this guy. He's got a little print error there. One of his jaws broke, but I think it just gives him some character, right? Like this is a really cool Umber Hulk. Maybe I would use this for Necromunda, but like that's about it, right? Besides that, like I wouldn't ever like have this in a game of like 40k or anything. So the fact that I get to use these kind of really cool one-off models is really neat. Like this thing, right? I have no idea what the fuck I would use this thing for, but it's fucking cool. It's so fucking cool. But the fact that I get to use these kind of really cool one-off models, have really fun like one-off hobby projects, I think is really cool. I think that's a big strength to the game. Also, I finally got to play on my Scarif terrain. I made this a while ago when I was on that big Star Wars kick at the end of last year, and I actually never gotten to play with it yet, so that's pretty cool. I do think I want to put some weights on the bottom because it is a little light. So I think I'll probably put some kind of weight on the bottom. Yeah, I think maybe I'll put some kind of weight on there. But yeah, secondary objective system is really good. I like how that works a lot because it's not taking actions out from doing damage to the monster, so that's really good. To be honest, like this is pretty good. The only thing I think is lacking is the acuity system. So the acuity system, sorry for waxing about game development, but the acuity system exists so that you have full predictive control over things, a la XCOM. It gives you the ability to fully predict the combat. That's interesting, but I think it is too granular a level of prediction to be really interesting. I think if this had an activation system similar to bolt action, where you basically gave everybody a dice and tossed them in a bag. Sorry for scratching. Oh, it's just so bad. I think that would be kind of cool. And then if you had conditionally based activations for the aliens as well, like he gets to activate every time he gets to crit or something like that, I think that could be pretty good too. The acuity system, it's just too granular level of like having to set it up. It's just kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. It's not very exciting. And I feel like because that stat's not going to go up and down a ton, it could also lead to multiple games feeling formulaic. You know, like, I know this guy goes, this guy goes, this guy goes. And then it's just going to be wherever the alien fits into that. I think that it would make the game feel more dynamic if it had a, like, bolt action style, magic murder bag, Verret Wood style activation system. I think the acuity system is a pretty big flaw in this game. Yeah, I think it takes away some of the fun and spontaneity of it. The aliens are really cool. They do different stuff that's really cool. I do think the table for the alien actions, I think that's laid out very poorly, and could definitely be streamlined. I feel like you could actually streamline the AI table into every alien, and give them, like, every alien has a couple conditions that it tries to do, right? It'll be like, when this alien activates, it moves away, moves towards lowest life member, moves to cover, like that. And then it's like, did it smash this turn? Yes or no? Did it punch this turn? Yes or no? I think a setup like that would probably work better for the aliens, instead of having like an AI alien table and then having specific conditions for each alien. If you just rolled all of it together into one thing and made it special for each alien, I think that would be pretty boss. But yeah, pretty cool. Definitely going to play it again. Definitely going to do another game. But yeah, I'm going to do the off-screen, like increasing the stats and stuff like that off-screen. But definitely going to play it again. See how it goes. Excited to try out another game. We had some close calls this game. We had two characters almost get gibbed. They survived on 1 hit point each, which was pretty funny. And it was kind of cool that sort of like the setup for the mission ended up being my guys kind of surrounding the alien as it like broke itself apart. I feel like that's pretty thematic finish, right? I think that's pretty cool. So I think there's some cool value there. But yeah, definitely a cool game. Not feeling the acuity system. I think I need to like run it through my head a little more and see what I come up with. But yeah. But yeah, definitely gonna play again. I won't be playing next weekend because I will be moving into the new house. Hopefully the weekend after that I'll get another game in and we can try it out. Maybe I'll excuse me. Still coming down from that cold, man. From the really bad tooth infection I had. It's been like a week, but I'm at like the very tail end of it, which is really good. Because I mean, last weekend I did the review of the book and didn't play a game because I literally couldn't talk that long, right? Like that was like a 30-minute video, and after that I was like for the rest of the day. So giving you an idea. So definitely doing way better. But yeah, no stream next weekend. The weekend after that, I'll probably stream again. Maybe I'll print up some other aliens, give us some more options that we could roll up, stuff like that. But definitely a neat game. I think there are some systems here that could be cleaned up a little. Maybe they'll be cooler in round 2. We'll see how it goes. But lots of cool positives here. Really good stuff. Looking forward to taking my Men in Black team out to fight a different alien next time. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you guys for watching, and